I'm very romantical. Yeah, I'm very romantic. I'm very romantic.
Let's make love until further until the end of the world, baby. Time has enough of us making love. We are now each and every being, which feels more true than a fantasy. The eyes of our eyes smile in their smiles because the sky falls on every why. The ears in our ears, fear of no scare. Since love appears as here, as somewhere, let's make love until love makes itself.
I feel warm inside.
Very raw, it's very real, it's not all this fake that you get like.
I think it's very beautiful. It describes like what it's like to fall in love with someone.
Love exists for this person, for the person he or she met. He doesn't care about anything else in the world anymore, but just the way they feel for each other. I've been in love once, and for the past few years I would say that love is a choice. There's some point where you feel this intense emotions where it's like this poem that you don't care about the world anymore, but when that breaks and when that stops, you think to yourself and you say, oh, love is after all a choice.
What if I'm a virgin? I can't imagine what's going on. I would say it's deep, and I like the last sentence most. Let's make love until love makes itself. Because I'm a fucking virgin. So not make love. I don't know.
Let's make love until love makes itself.
Yeah, it just keeps on going without really controlling it.
Love works by itself. You don't have to do anything for it, by it. You can just let it be as it is.
Because it gives love a reason which it doesn't normally have, and I also think it's a good ending because it's kind of a full stop to the whole poem.
It just sums up the meaning of the poem. Let's make love until further until, and it ends like let's make love until love makes itself. So it describes like in the beginning and then in the end, so it's like it closes everything up.
I would not say until the end of the world, but I would say until the end of the time, baby. I don't feel like I'm going together anywhere. I just feel like going together anytime.
We are now each and every being which feels more true than a fantasy. I imagine a fantasy in my brain. It's a metaphoric form.
How love makes you smile, how this is true and no more fantasy. When I make love, I guess in a way, yes. No, it's true, like this is how you feel.
Not all the time. I feel like you can only feel that when you're really true to yourself. And you can only love someone that much, or love itself, if you find the love in yourself.
The ears in our ears, fear of no scare. I think it describes well how I feel when I'm making love.
The eyes of our eyes smile in their smiles because less sky falls on every why. And the ears in our ears, fear of no scare, since love appears as here somewhere. It just flows pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like that. It's an AABB rhyme.
I like this idea of the eyes of our eyes because it's such an endless circle.
That could be one of the origins of love, that love comes when love wants to come, but you can't force love to come.
With your eyes, you don't lie. People can't lie with their eyes. It shows their true emotion. So I like that. And I see that when people are in love, from my friends, from my family, you see it through their eyes and you see the love and the smile in there. And I smile the way they are. When I see that, I smile to myself as well.
Because I feel like when you look at someone you love, it makes you smile and the eyes smile and each other's eyes smile.
The eyes, the ears, and you use becauseless, and then why, and then
Becauseless, sky falls on every why. When you don't really know each other, then every thought, every bad thought you have to the relationship is such big as the sky is falling down.
Love is great, but there's so many things that comes with it. Sacrifices, giving in. Yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot of work. And you wish that the world around you would just stop, but it doesn't work that way.
I'm wondering if sex and intimacy or love can be separate or not separate. Because in this modern world, men and women, we can be objective for sex. Can it be separate or can it be not? This is a question I want to ask.
Let's make love until the end of the world, baby. Time has enough of us making love. We are now each and every being, which feels more true than a fantasy. The eyes of our eyes smile in their smiles. Becauseless, sky falls on every why. The ears in our ears fear of no care, since love appears as here as somewhere. Let's make love until love makes itself.
I think I would write to read it to my girlfriend.
To whom? Sounds cheesy, but myself.
It reminds me of my ex-boyfriend.
A memory of something I once had, felt like I belonged somewhere, the good times we had. And
it does remind me of that feeling of being in love and being with someone who you want to spend the rest of your life with. It reminds me actually of that song, I'd Like to Stop the World and Melt With You. Melt With You by Jason Mraz. Let's stop the world and melt together, because they're very much in love. So it actually reminds me of that.
There's only one movie come to my mind. It's called Her. It's about fantasy, it's not reality, it's about love.
I've only had one boyfriend so far, so I'm still with my first boyfriend. Being with him was the first time that making love actually felt good and felt like making love and not just, intercourse.
But there was words repeating themselves, which makes them engrave into your brain somehow. Like you feel them more because they have been used more than once.
The until comes multiple times, but it kind of like it's stuck in your head, and it keeps being in your head after you've read it like an hour. You still know these words just because like it kind of...
A lot of S sounds in it.
the structure is quite nice because it starts slowly, then it picks up the pace a bit, and then it culminates in this 4-line sentence, and then the ending kind of hits harder because it's shorter again and a bit slower than the rest of the poem. The words are mostly simple, which is nice because it makes it easier to understand for non-English natives. Universal appeal than if it were like in Shakespearean English or something like that.
From a mathematical point of view, you have one line, then you have 2 lines, 2 lines, 4 lines. It's like 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, and so on. But okay, in the end there is only 1. But okay, otherwise it should be 8. And
it's a really mathematical point of view, yeah.
You are alone in the universe and you just fly through it, and then the best thing that could happen is that someone holds your hand, because then you stop flying anywhere.
And I'm asking myself if those are 2 hands from two people or from 1 person.
If I don't love the person, or if I don't care for that person that much, I wouldn't hold his or her hand like this. This means that I want you, and I'm giving into you as well.
Yeah, they're like almost fusing together, and
it kind of gives me the image of a tree, kind of like the Lebanese flag, like a cedar tree.
The hands are symbolic for love, I guess, and it kind of has a darkness which love also has, and which kind of symbolizes the pursuit of love.
Look at the picture will be less of fantasy, but more of intimacy and true love.
It shows the closeness of two people. A picture version of the poem.